Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Thank you guys so much for being here and joining us today on Market Check, brought to you by Because Bitcoin. My name is Max, and I'm the CEO of Because Bitcoin, joined by our CFO, Tucker. I guess he changed his name to Caroline Ellison, American Trader. He or she is an analyst at Because Bitcoin, formerly known as Dr. Will's Outlook. And of course, Jackus, who's also an analyst here because Bitcoin. So again, thank you guys so much for being here. Happy Monday. Lots to discuss. We had some pretty exciting price action this weekend. It's always a fun weekend when you can open your charts and see Bitcoin and ETH and altcoins climbing upwards, because it's been a long bear market. And a lot of us, myself included, have been conditioned to assume that every single little pump up, especially ones that happen on the weekend, are actually for fading, or they just kind of give it back. And this one feels a little bit different. It smells a little bit different. There's data backing it up that actually suggests that it is materially different. And we're going to talk about all of that today. Now, the title of today's show is Solana, Bitcoin, ETH, and Pepe. Is the golden bull run upon us? Market check. Well, there's certainly a lot of opinions, a lot of stuff that I'm seeing on Twitter. There are some people that are very clearly sidelined and have zero exposure, that are pretending like this doesn't hurt, and I know that it does hurt. I will say this. I don't know if the golden bull run is upon us, but I do think we can do some damage here. And I think we are about to flip some levels that could be extremely painful for the Bears if they are flipped. And we're going to talk about all those today. But we got our man Tucker with the charts up here right now. He's doing a little bit of TA for us. I want to go around the room, get some thoughts from everybody before I start a giant monologue here. And guys, before we get into the stream, if you guys could please hit that thumbs up button for us. It does absolute wonders for the show. It does wonders for the channel. And the reason we're able to grow so quickly is because of your guys' continued and consistent support of the channel and of the show. So please make sure you're signed into your account. Quickly like that, hit that thumbs up button for us and like the video. Additionally, if you're new here, maybe you're watching the recording later on, please consider subscribing to the channel. This is Market Check, brought to you by Because Bitcoin, and we host this show every single weekday, Monday through Friday, 10:40 to 10:50, depending on when we can get our coffee made and stuff like that. AM Eastern time, we go live here. But yeah, Tucker, show me what you're looking at. Looks like we're coming into a big, thick line. What do you think?
We're coming into a big, thick line, man. This is just a range I've had drawn for a while, and we've talked about it on here many times. But, I mean, I would say you've got a couple scenarios. I mean, if you can, scenario one, you break out and it's over for the Bears, obviously. I mean, scenario two is like you could shop in this if you wanted to and then break out. I don't necessarily. I mean, we've been consolidating up here for a long time. I know a lot of people are calling for either the head and shoulders or the triple top or whatever you want to call it. I mean, I would say it looks, you could get a triple top rather than a head. It doesn't really look like a head and shoulders or anything, but I don't know. I mean, I was looking at VWAP, right? Volume weighted average price. We've come right into this second standard deviation right here. It's an area we could cool down, right? We could cool down for a little bit potentially, but it looks good, man. It's really not probably worth, aggressively fading up here, I don't think. I mean, this was clearly like bull chop, right, to the upside before a move up. And we've just kind of gotten that first leg over the weekend. It was a weekly open. I understand all that, but you don't really normally want to fade the first pop up, right? Like, if you had faded this first pop up, you would have gotten wrecked. Even if you had faded it in here, you would have gotten wrecked, So I don't know. I mean, moving up at this point in time in a pre-having year in Q4, after we've already kind of gotten, that pullback that we were looking for, right? We didn't get 40%, but you know, if you account for volatility, we're good, right? So I don't know. It looks pretty good. ETH has obviously been lagging. We where did it go? There it is. I'd like to see ETH. I think you get above this yearly VWAP at about 1720. You probably fly. You probably fly, right? You probably just move up to the second standard deviation minimum. But at least I'd be looking for here. I'd be looking for high 18s if we clear 1720. So, but that really hasn't been the story, right? The story has much more been Sol. Let's get rid of all this. I mean,
Yeah, we got to spend some time talking about Sol. And real quick, just to clarify something, I'm seeing some comments here from Remy. Remy, I think you have the bet flip flopped. Okay, because you said max time to pay up, man. LOL wrecked. Airplane emoji, steak emoji. Love your guys' show, by the way. Remy, thank you for the support. I'm actually the one betting that Sol is bullish here. Yeah. Okay, you got it. Oops, got it backwards. Yeah,
Tommy wrecked.
Tommy is gonna be wrecked, man. When Sol goes up to those equal highs that Tucker has drawn there, man, it's completely over. You know, it is, and I'm a big eater, man. It's gonna be an expensive meal. You know, it's gonna be a very expensive meal. I'm
I'm a big eater.
gonna get the potatoes, the steak, the wine, the dessert, maybe a side of lobster. You know, might take some home too. You know, we'll see. We'll see. There's no limitations, but anyways,
I know Max looks very fit, but he has got some weight on him. He can throw down some food.
you know, I just had a kid, man. I'm putting on my dad weight, so it's just something that happens.
Wait, okay, but the thing to recognize and understand about Tommy is that Tommy can make that bet, be bearish, you know, think Sol's going lower, and flip like that and outperform everyone, which is what's been happening, right? I mean,
bro, he did that last night.
Yeah,
he told me and Tucker his size, man. He doesn't give a damn if it goes down to $10 or up to $100. He's gonna make a ton of money either way. You know,
yeah,
it does not matter.
That's that's what you can't fall into is, you know, somebody says one bearish thing and you're like, oh, they're perma bear. Not a good trader. No.
Tommy's a great trader. If you look at like Coinalyze and you just look at when open interest spikes at any given moment, it's probably Tommy. Okay, that's probably Tommy. So.
we got to discuss the elephant in the room, boys. Just saying.
What's that?
I think just this alone is telling us that if you're bearish on the wrong side of the trade, and that's Link.
Wait, hang on, real quick before we do Link. I want to talk about Sol just for a second, but then I want to talk about Link. Okay, I've got this theory with Sol. Okay, there's always it's the most overused expression in crypto, the beach ball underwater. You know, they all love to say whenever something just looks like crap, they say it's beach ball underwater. Tucker knows where I'm going with this. I see the mouse. There it is. I have this theory that all of the price action Tucker's highlighting right now in green, that's underneath the low that was set from the Luna capitulation. So basically under $29. Okay. Right there. Yep. This is potentially all a deviation because of what happened with FTX. So my thought is maybe Solana truly is the beach ball underwater. There's very few projects out there that took as much abuse as Solana. Okay. So I want to just think about this for a second. So Tucker, would it be possible to maybe pull up Bitcoin as well?
Yeah.
Maybe let's just pull up Bitcoin next to it. Okay. So maybe we could draw. Maybe we could draw a horizontal line right before the FTX collapse. You know, like the same spot, the Luna capitulation low for Bitcoin.
Let's see.
So like all the way to the bottom.
Down here?
Yeah, right there. So draw a horizontal line right at that range low. Yep. And maybe instead of the green box for Sol, you could do that white line as well.
Yeah.
And draw that same white line. And my thought is perhaps perhaps anything below that low across the board on really anything that's just not a complete scam. Okay. Perhaps anything that's below that white line. What's the date of that bottom there, Tucker? The white line bottom to the left.
When it
Yeah, right there. So anything below that, like middle of June low for ETH and Bitcoin and Sol and maybe Matic. I don't know. Just like name your project, unless it's just a complete Ponzi or a rug. Perhaps that's all deviation territory. That's deep value territory. And that's my thought with Solana, is that maybe because of how much abuse it took during the FTX collapse and all of the FUD around the project and everyone giving up on it. Meanwhile, marketing's still strong. Soul Phone's still coming out. Maybe that's a real thing. Maybe it's not. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. It's cool and it's innovative. But just maybe, with the devs still working hard and the community strong as ever, this is still, we're basically just about to reclaim a range low. We're basically just about to exit our deviation territory. And one more chart that I'll ask you to pull up quick, Tucker, would be Solana ETH. Real quick.
Before you move from Sol, Max.
We're not moving from Sol yet. We're not moving. Okay, well, real quick, then could you move over to the other chart? Okay, that's actually great. So first of all, Sol ETH is potentially broken out of its range. Could you pull up and swap out Sol USD and put ETH BTC? You guys are going to like this one.
Address that last comment.
Let's go back to the last cycle. Go back to the last cycle. Go back to the bottom in 2019. 2019 bottom to the right.
Here. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
See that double bottom there, Tucker? Right there?
Yeah.
A little bit lower.
These?
Yep. Now pull it up. So pull it up so it's not as compressed. I see it. Do you see it?
We're like wait, where was this drop? We're like here.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Like if you can you draw the range high just like you did? Yep. There you go. Now just draw a range high on that one.
Like what?
I'd say even lower, like that.
Yeah.
Something like that, And I don't know exactly. You could bring it down even more too, like that little high that was set.
So it's like you're right here.
Yeah, potentially. But either way, I think that the bottom is in on Sol ETH, and I think the bottom is in on Sol BTC. And potentially we have this beach ball underwater occurring where maybe everything under $29 for Sol is just a deviation. So anyways, but sorry, Will, I know you wanted to say something too. I just wanted to get all that out.
No, you're fine. I know you were cooking, trying to get your thoughts out. I just wanted to address the average dad comment. I love the name, by the way.
All right, what's the comment here?
Average Dad is a Chad. He's in our Discord. He's the boy.
Yes.
We love Average Dad.
Yeah.
So Average Dad said Sol is going to need to absorb material amounts of consistent unlocks over time, but short term it can certainly run. Just trade it. You wanted to address it, Will? You said
I can cook on it. I didn't know if you guys had anything, but so my thoughts are yes, there will be unlocks. I think the next one's in March, and it's quite a bit of Sol that'll get unlocked. But if the pressure of the market ends up being to the buy side, I don't think absorbs will be a problem, right? And I think that across the board with all of crypto, unless the absorbs are absolutely just some astronomical amount, like they're on like a 25% of the supply and dump it on the market, which I highly doubt any project wants to do. So I think like from now moving into the next bull run, if you think the next bull run is coming sooner than later, aka probably another year or so, but still coming relatively soon in comparison to 2021 to 2023, you should more be bidding into the potential that absorbs aren't even a factor anymore, if that makes sense. And now you just got to kind of look at it like, okay, is the structure there? Does the market look good? And I don't worry about unlocks at this point, moving into a bull run.
Well, if I'm somebody who's getting my Sol unlocked and the market is bullish, why would I just market dump it? You know what I mean? I mean, unless you got Unless you're in from like, is that what it is? People that are like
So I actually knew a guy. I had drinks with a guy here during the bull market, or it was like right after the bull market, who was an early investor in Sol, and his cost basis was like literally 10 cents or something like that. It was like 10 or 20 cents.
Man, yeah.
And it was down. It was, I can't remember. It might have been at like $60 or $70 or it was like during the free fall. And I was like, you couldn't sell any? And he was like, no, like it unlocks. He's probably part of one of these unlocks that we're talking about. I don't know exactly when. I could ask him. But basically I was like, dude, why did you not just go over to like DYDX and create like a synthetic sell and just short your entire holdings, and just be delta neutral? And he was like, you can do that. And I was like, dear God. What you you didn't know you could do that at all.
You could do that?
You didn't know you could do that. Okay. But see, he was telling me, by the way, he was like, yeah, depending on where it's at, I'll probably just keep holding it because I don't really think it's going to go anywhere near my entry. And he still thinks it's a good investment for next cycle. But that's just one guy, right? That's just one guy,
No, but I think like a lot of people, it's the same thing with DOT, right? People look at DOT and they're like, look at all these unlocks that are coming up. It's like, dude, these people are just going to reinvest into new whatever, parachains that come out and use that DOT and just roll it back in so they can just essentially get into new projects to dump those. It's more profitable to dump the new projects than it is to get into projects that have solid backgrounds that get new projects and lose your position on those. It's almost like IDO platforms, right? Sol is the same thing. There's a lot of projects where you can get in on their platforms by using Sol. So people aren't just going to dump their positions when they got in at much cheaper prices.
For sure. And this is extremely important, this level here. So for one, I want to talk about this 2-week close that we just had real quick. We don't have to spend the whole time talking about Sol, but I mean, let's be real about it. If this is not just some sort of squeeze or catch up and it's forecasting potential performance, when things really start to get crazy and Bitcoin breaks out and maybe we are in a new bull market, this is potentially a name that, took more abuse than it should have. And if it's leading off the bottom and it bottomed against its ETH and BTC pairs early on, yeah, I mean, it could do something crazy. But this 2-week close here, I've got this weekly SR here. I'll change this to just a 2-week SR. But this is a really important level here. 27. It's basically 2750. And I don't even know if we'll get a retest of it or not. But I want to talk about this level because, one, this is sort of like our range low that we just talked about. Is all of this potentially a deviation? I mean, if this is all a deviation right here, I mean, holy crap, man. We just resurfaced, and this is that August 2022 high right here. And if we move over to Bitcoin, I mean, you can see the August 2022 high on Bitcoin was, over here. This is the August 2022 high on Bitcoin. On ETH, August 2022 high, right over here. Now on Sol, we're not even close to it. This could all literally, I know it's a crazy theory, right? This could all be deviation territory. And we just had a really, really strong weekly close. So I just want everybody to consider, like, what if we haven't even really gotten started yet? What if we come up to the August 2022? What if we come up to the August 2022 high right here and do a little bit of catch up with Bitcoin and ETH? Would it be so crazy to think that Sol could do something like that with all of these inefficiencies? I mean, just inefficiencies for days up here. This entire move down, like just thin, non-existent volume, man. I mean,
I would.
Look at this volume profile, man. Look at there's nothing here. We just nuked.
I know it's exciting, Max, but like I would think to get up there, you're probably looking to be in a bull run. I don't think you're setting in a barrel or a sideways chop. But I also want to point out too, and this is the most bearish case I can come up with at this point, is that where we are now is just Bitcoin heading to 30K, right? Which is the 50% marker, if that's the case. And I know it's much further down for Sol, but that's just the life of an altcoin. And if that's the case, we could go higher. We could break all-time highs. I think like a 10x, 12x is a reasonable thought process with this, but it's nothing too exciting if you're looking for moonshot type plays. But if you're not and you're looking for safe plays, I think Sol's an easy safe play.
We got to look at Link, man.
But Link, when you guys are done with Link, let me know because I want to jump in on this conversation.
My bad. Don't look at that chart. Don't look at that chart.
He wants to hide it now. Bro, I talked
that's
about this
insane.
in a week too. I was like, man, this thing looks like it's gonna break, and it just freaking.
That's the thing, man. We arguably shouldn't revisit that range. Like
No,
this should be it.
It's not gonna happen. It's not coming back.
No, we should be done here, man. Like this is it. Maybe revisit 9.25, 9.5, but that range should be safe.
Okay, yeah. let me explain the moonshot explosion type move because I got the chart up here, and I'd like to talk about what I think is going to actually happen here, and I think it's going to blow people's minds.
With Link?
Yeah.
All right, let him cook.
What we got? Let's see it.
So this was the last fall for Link right here. We did a very similar move right here. And Link broke out of that range, arguably, and just never stopped until it got all the way up here. If we were there, bull runs on, right? Like, I think Link's going to go do something like this and maybe chop up here. People are going to expect the retest, but the reality is it's going to run again, just like it did here.
Will, let me ask you a question about Link, man. Why does it need a token?
Well, here's the thing. You do use the token apparently or whatnot, right? They also use
and I'm not messing with you. I actually don't know. I don't know much about Link.
They don't need a token for sure.
But
okay.
Well, here's the point though. You have bigger names like BlackRock and everything else interested in Link, right? And they may, and I would assume that a lot of this price action is based off the fact that investors are thinking that something is going to happen with the token fundamentally that will make it have a use case, essentially, right? And I think that that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing priced in the interest from BlackRock or the interest from big money into the company, and thinking that utility will be brought to the token because of that.
So they're viewing it like exchange tokens where people, even though it's not correct, they're literally viewing BNB as stock in Binance, you know, even though that's not what it is.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what we're seeing here. And the reason that I don't tend to highlight Link as much is because for me, I mean, I got the dog walkers, I got the cashiers at McDonald's, I got the street sweepers all telling me to buy Link. And I'm just like, I don't know if that's the play. You know, I got all these people who, you know, only invest through their 401k and their other allocations to anything is only buying Link. So I don't know if that's the play for me. But I will say this, if it follows through, this is going to be one nasty move for Link. I don't know if you had anything to add to that.
I don't, Tucker Mike, because he's a Marine. I'm not a Marine. I don't really.
I'm a Marine, man. I am a Marine. No, yeah, they don't need a token. I really don't think they do. But I mean, you're right. If the big money does like Link, then it's probably just gonna go higher, and you just gotta left curve it. But so what is this? A log chart? What is that first range? What was Link like?
So the first range was below high. The problem is the second range brought it above all-time high, right? And that was before we even really kind of got into the bull run. That was 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And so if this ends up kind of breaking out, we could easily see Link above all-time high and then see it do some exponentials above that into the next bull. If that ends up being the case,
you'd have to get up to 50 and go sideways for like a year.
55, and you probably range between 70 and 50, in my opinion, for probably close to a year. going into the halving, and then after the halving, you just straight up explode. Like you didn't have a pullback after the halving, right?
No, but you'd have to, if it follows that, you'd have to consolidate for longer than like a few months, right?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I would expect it to kind of consolidate through as opposed to just ripping off the halving. And then somewhere's over here, it rips again, right? To a higher price, whatever that may be, 250, whatnot.
You know what I was talking to Wabi about was that we're in 2015 instead of 2019 potentially, which is an interesting proposition.
But that's the gold play with Jackus, right? Like if the commodities play is in play, then that's going to be the interesting one. Is Jackus here?
Yeah, Jackus is here.
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Just that instead of 2019 where we like nuked in Q4, we're in 2015 where like, yeah, it's what Jack has talked about, where it's like level, and it just
keeps leveling.
Smooth parabola, right? But what nobody was ready for, and I'm sure nobody's ready for now, is a post-halving nuke in 2015 or 2016. So I think that kind of lines up potentially though with like the recession everybody's been looking for like 12 months, right? Like if that comes to fruition in the middle of next year, which is absolutely possible, I could see Bitcoin getting slammed and then, quickly, going
So what
up.
would that mean for price though, Tucker? So like slammed. I know we've talked about a scenario of Bitcoin going like 40K and then the slam is like a retest of 28 or something like that. Or are you talking like a real slam?
So in 2015 or in 2016, after the halving, from high to low, it nuked 40%. So it was also $600 at the time, right? So I mean, we could do like 20%, whatever, like nothing crazy, really. Like not a COVID style nuke. Like, I could. If it is 2015, that would mean we go to like 40 or 50K before the halving and then correct like 20% and then go up only.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm letting you guys cook and then I'll jump in when the time is right.
Yeah. I wanted to kind of, I think that here's the thing I wanted to say against kind of the opposite of what we're saying as far as nobody's ready for the nuke. I would say most people that I see on Twitter and everywhere else are positioned for the bear trade.
No. After the halving, Will. Nobody is thinking we're going to nuke post halving.
Well, here's the who's going to sell the dip at this point? Because I just don't feel there's enough people positioned to sell the dip. You know what I'm saying? Like there's people positioned, but there's not that many people positioned. Like there's still people across Twitter right now arguing that recession's coming, yada yada yada. Like,
yeah, no, people wouldn't be positioned for that now. I'm saying like if we could just kind of float higher into the halving into like 40K, and then we actually have a recession and Bitcoin dips, 20%. Like that's fine. That's not even, that's bullish.
So I just made a video on this. It's being posted in like an hour and a half. It's being uploaded right now, about a scenario where we would basically rip upwards, maybe somewhere between like 35 and 45K. All right. And it would basically from right here through the halving, basically through end of Q1, early Q2 of next year, it would imply that there's a lot of basically sideline liquidity. There's a lot of stable coins that are not deployed right now. We're not going to get a bunch of new liquidity or an injection of new stable coins into the space, but we're going to get the deployment of existing stable coins that are sidelined right now from now through basically early Q2. And then we finally get the recession trade that everybody's been waiting for that kicks in, and we get the nuke in, basically all risk. We're going to get the NASDAQ nuking. We're going to get the S&P 500 nuking. Forget about small caps. We're going to see bonds finally start to really rip. We're going to see gold rip, but the knee-jerk reaction on everything will be downwards because we're actually going to get a recession finally, and maybe it's sometime next year. And then Bitcoin nukes, and it goes maybe from 40K down to 28K. and it'll have a quick V recovery or snapback from there. But everybody that's like, well, I'm not going to buy Bitcoin right here because there's a recession coming, and I won't place any trades to the long side because there's a recession coming, will end up buying it back basically at the same price, if not higher, because the nuke is going to come from significantly higher. And I made the case that I think that's a scenario people need to at least entertain. You might not agree with it, but I think you have to entertain it, that there's probably a nuke coming or a big shakeout coming. But what if it comes from higher and the shakeout takes you back to retest this current range high? All right, give me 1 second. Let me just pop over here. Okay, here's your range on Bitcoin. What if you do this and you're up here and then you nuke and you retest this previous range high? What if that's what happens? Are you prepared for that? Would you miss this whole move, and sit here all the way through Q4 and then Q1 of next year just to buy it back at the same price we're currently at now? I mean, maybe that could work for you, but I think you probably got a little window of opportunity here. I'll go back to you, Caroline.
Bears are the exit liquidity at the end of the day at this point. They're going to be the retrace. They're going to buy the retrace. And when I mean they're going to buy the retrace, I mean they're going to be buying the top while everybody's selling into them. The point being here is what if we're here? Has anybody entertained that? What if we're here?
Yeah, you know who the first person that actually showed that to me was a long time ago? Was Tommy. Tommy showed me that a long time ago. He has since, I think, at this point given up on that or moved on from it. But he showed that to me months ago. I remember that. We have recordings of it somewhere. But yeah, I think we certainly could be, Will. I think we could be. No, I don't think here's just to add something to that. I think we could be somewhere around there, but I don't think we're going to go on to do, a 3x like Bitcoin did at that point.
Well, nobody expected
6x.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Nobody expected Bitcoin to rip from here. Nobody did.
I was max long at that point, man. I expected it.
Yeah,
no, I'm talking about what I saw in the market when we were over here is everybody's telling me how it's going to come back and retrace and hit this again, and I was just like, no, it's not. And they're like, yes, it is. And this was the position of the market was this way. I'm telling you, like,
I mean, post COVID,
everybody was positioned that.
Like,
let me just touch on that quick. Let me just touch on that. I disagree with your notion that people didn't expect that to happen, because at the time I was really new to crypto. The amount of charts that I saw of this right here, like everywhere I went on Twitter before, I didn't even know, like I was just really getting into crypto, man. I was buying around in here and I bought some more right up in here. I saw a lot of this chart. And then I also saw, oh, look, the Bitcoin halving happened it was like roughly right here, something like this, right? Oh, after the Bitcoin halving, and we finally just broke out of this huge wedge. Oh, look at this perfect retest. I think a lot of people expected us to move up. I think a lot of people expected us to move up.
Let's go with that theory. Let's go with that theory here.
That's not theory. That's literally what it was.
Jump in here.
No, I'm saying like that might have been what people were saying, but what I'm saying is go back to my screen real quick. Let's use that same thesis, and then Jack can jump in. There you go. There's your thesis.
What? Oh, you're saying the trend?
I mean, if we're gonna go with that thesis,
well, it's not about sentiment at that point, right? It's not about it's about positioning. It's not about CT sentiment. It's just not.
No, I get that. I'm just saying, like, the trade is very much the same. Either way, the point being is that what I'm saying is I see everybody talking about analytical data, recession, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, because that's what it is blah blah blah. And the reality is the chart is not saying blah blah blah. It's saying up. That's what it's saying.
Well, it's just not the same, right? Because we haven't had the halving. We didn't have COVID. We didn't have QE, right? So it's not identical, right?
I got another little trend line for you, Will. How about this one?
Jackus one there.
Jackus can cook, man. Jackus can cook whenever he wants.
Jackus, you want to cook?
Yeah, I just wanted to add. I'm letting you guys cook. I'm enjoying it, but I wanted to just quickly give some data on the price action back then because I was active on CT. I mean, I wasn't active myself through the entirety of 2018-19. I've joined during the drop of COVID when I started my Twitter, but I can tell you pretty clearly what the sentiment was back then, and it was pretty bad. Each of these big accounts that people worship nowadays, they kept calling for lower
That's
at
what I was
that
saying.
first trend line break. When we broke to 12K, that's when the sentiment first changed quickly, just slightly, but then we dropped back to retest that 10K, that CME gap, and everyone was bearish again. And the whole bounce from the COVID lows, everyone was just shorting, shorting, shorting. It kept going up. Nobody respected, nobody cared about halving. They kept making fun that halving meant halving the price. And the sentiment was really bad from all these bigger city accounts like XOCZ and so on. Okay, don't call me out again, anyone, please here. But it was as it like literally that's what it was. Okay, people were very bearish back then. So many of the bigger accounts back then were bearish. Then we started to go above 13K, and everyone sort of accepted that okay, maybe the trend is now bullish, and everyone kept waiting for the pullback, which never came, and it kept ripping up, ripping up, ripping up, and then I think until like 30K, nobody were in. All those people were sidelined or they FOMO'd maybe, but like nobody were buying down there, and the reason why we went up, anyone can be saying something like halving, blah blah blah, but it's just confluence. The reason why BTC went up was simply because of the central banker's printing cycle, and you can see that across multiple markets. Like silver didn't have halving or anything, and it went up the same way as BTC has. So we can argue about those, but the reality is that BTC simply went up because other assets went up because we had a printing cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And
Max,
sentiment
draw
was-
that trend line from the
And
high.
that's what's happening right now, Jackass,
What
with
are you
gold.
talking
Yeah.
about?
Gold's literally
64
going
to
back up to retest the
69.
high.
Oh, big country. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere in there. Somewhere in there.
I've drawn that before.
Nah, Will, I've never seen you draw
Yes.
that, man. I just invented that right now. Nope. Anyone's drawing it. Hey guys, real quick, we got 44 people watching. We got 27 likes in this video. Guys, just a quick reminder, if you could help us grow the channel, help us grow the show, please hit that thumbs up button for us. It does absolute wonders for our growth. Thank you guys again for being here. We are just thrilled to have a now 50-person audience on a Monday. So thanks so much, guys. Please make sure that you're signed into your Google account or whatever you use to sign into YouTube, and just hit that thumbs up button for us. Additionally, if you are new here, this is Market Check brought to you by Because Bitcoin. We host this show every weekday, Monday through Friday at 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time. We go live for this daily YouTube show called Market Check. So perhaps you're enjoying it. This may be your first time, second time, third time, 80th time here, and maybe you're ready to subscribe to the channel. We'd love if you would subscribe to the channel because we will be here for you guys Monday through Friday. And maybe even sometimes on the weekend, not live, but we post recorded stuff. But anyways, Will, this is the first time anybody has ever drawn that trend line, just to be clear.
Ever.
If we get 30 likes, I'll let Max have it. Anyway,
We're at 35.
Okay, Max can have it. I wanted to touch on Jackass's thesis though. If I can get the screen real quick, that would be awesome.
Probably
I'm
not.
too old to figure out how not to or how to steal it. But this is, man, like, and now Jackass has talked about this. I don't think enough people have recognized it or understood it. This is something that it's his baby, so I'm not taking credit for it.
The correct thing to say, Will, is few.
Right.
Truly few.
Well, here's the thing. I saw 250 people that have seen this video, so I think nobody has paid attention to it.
That's that's kind of how we want to keep it, though, by the way.
The video should be covered more. but the point being is that like look at these like and the sad thing is I had to put this on log for people to understand the concept, because if you take it off log, their mind just loses focus. So you have to put it on log so they can understand.
Put gold on log too. Put gold on log too.
So you can understand the conflict here. Yeah, no, gold's on log, and then we got SPY over here on log. So like look at our upside of gold in a commodities market. Look at our sideways of SPY in a commodities market. Look at our downside of gold in a commodities market. Look at our upside for stocks in a stock market. Over here again, commodities, stock. Arguably, and this is I do definitely get on board with this. If we are in a commodities market again, guess where stocks are going? Stocks are going this way, right?
Guess where gold is going? 10,000 an ounce.
Guess where gold is going? Gold is going this way. Guess what is considered a commodity? Here, let's pull it up real quick. Let's get it on the screen. Let me switch over to this one. Hold on just a second. Present. We'll go over here to video. No. We'll say stop. Hold on 1 second. Leave it there. I'm gonna share window, entire screen. We're just gonna come over here to this screen. We're gonna hit share here. If you can go and pop me up there, Tucker. And we're gonna read this real quick.
Oh,
almost.
Ooh,
all right. So on February 27th, all right, February 27th, Gensler made a comment in an interview about the state of the wider crypto industry. He stated Bitcoin could be considered a commodity due to its stature and resolutely decentralized nature. So if Bitcoin is a commodity, what that would tell me with Bitcoin, if we're going into a commodities market, is that the entire cycle that we've seen of Bitcoin has actually been one big bear market, right? Which means it hasn't even boomed yet.
Wow.
So if that ends up being the case, and we go into a commodities market, I would expect this bear market.
I don't know about that.
To flip.
That's
just saying.
A bear market?
Look, guys.
Look at the percentage.
It's a baby asset, man. It's a baby asset.
Well, hang on, brother. Hang on. I gotta shut you down.
You want me to give you an example? Pull up Apple.
Okay.
Everybody thought that wasn't going anywhere.
No, hang on.
First of all, Will, it's a great example. Second of all, Jackus is the godfather of this thesis. Let the record reflect. I will be the most annoying dude, because guess what's going to happen is this thesis is going to play out. Not you, Will, but this thesis is going to play out, and Bitcoin's going to outperform gold and silver and palladium and all the precious metals, and then everybody's going to come out acting like they called it and they understood that back in October of 2023, and they didn't. And they're going to be like, this was my thesis all along. And then it wasn't their thesis all along. It was the godfather of the commodities thesis, Jackus.
All right. Here's the only issue is that I know we've gone over the commodities thing a lot, and Bitcoin's definitely not been in a bear market, Will. But
it's been suppressed. Like
what is Bitcoin traded like since it was incepted? Gold's up 4%, right? Bitcoin's up 190,000%. Equities are up.
But you're talking. Look, if you took gold from its floor and Bitcoin from its floor, then you could make that comparison. But you're not. You're taking gold from its high.
Okay.
And Bitcoin from its floor.
All right, we'll take Bitcoin from its floor. That's going to be even worse. But
no, I said gold from its floor.
I'll take gold from when Bitcoin had its floor. What do you mean no? That's the only fair.
The market caps weren't even close.
Yeah, I'm aware, but how else am I supposed to compare? I can't compare Bitcoin when it wasn't even created to gold. Right?
You have to look at things from a secular move, right? So like go back to gold's inception. Look at his first 10-year move.
Gold's inception, brother. That's a long time.
As in the chart.
I'm just saying, since Bitcoin's been created, it's traded more like equities than gold. That's all there is to it, right?
Nope.
Like, yeah.
Well, hang on,
I
Tucker. Hang on.
You
Tucker,
say-
we did a video on this, man. So I
I
would
know
say
it
it's
goes
traded,
back and forth, right? It goes
but we identified something important.
what?
Is that it prefers to trade like gold. You can
Yeah.
tell, not that it's a sentient, being or anything like that, but the market trades much healthier, and you can tell that when things get overheated and it correlates to equities for a prolonged period of time, things very quickly revert, and the market trades much healthier when it's trading like a commodity. So
For
yes,
sure.
there's periods where it trades more like equities, but in its natural state, it prefers to trade like gold.
Yeah, no, it definitely, when it mean reverts, it wants to trade like a commodity for
Look,
sure.
I am saying I'm giving the most moon boyish thesis I could think of when I say that. Okay,
DXY is nuking, by the way.
No way.
but the point being
Well,
is
about to. It looks
it's-
like crap.
Who could have guessed?
at some point, Bitcoin is going to break this range, and I think it's going to be to the upside. And what I mean by range is just the secular circular move we've been doing. That's just where it's just kind of been like this through the cycles. The cycle range is going to switch.
Let's see where we're gonna stop here, boys.
There is no stop. There is none.
Yeah.
You have some support there, but like going back and revisiting that with a lower high is NGL, man. It's just not a good look.
NGL. I love the way you use NGL.
Man, look at yields today too, man. Yields are straight down. Beautiful. You love to see that. You just love to see that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh.
Top. Have we topped?
Parity with effective federal funds rate. Who could have foreseen?
Who
could have foreseen?
Bro, look, I can't tell these guys enough. Oh, you can't have rates go. Look, all the Fed's got to do is buy them down. You can buy these down. It doesn't matter. They don't matter.
Okay, here's something we need to do right now. Chef Jackus has not cooked yet. I need that Chef Jackus special, man. I need that off menu, the chef saving it, I need that the secret sauce, all right? Chef Jackus, would you do us the honors of preparing us a meal?
You guys done cooking?
I have to run, but I'm gonna hop in the comments.
You're leaving us, Will?
Wait. Well, where are you
What
going?
do you mean, Will? What?
I gotta run, but
No, you
I'll be in
don't.
the comments.
No.
I'll be in the comments.
We were ready to discuss stuff.
All right, I'll be on the phone.
Will is with us in spirit. Okay. All right.
Gotta share screen though.
So Bitcoin getting smacked a little bit, huh?
Healthy retest, Tucker. Healthy retest.
Complex pullback.
Oh, Jackus. Oh my goodness. What is that? Who could have foreseen?
Who could have foreseen it, man? So random. All these charts so random.
I think that's too bullish, Jackus just said.
You know what they tell me, man? They tell me that technical analysis doesn't work and it's made up. That's what they tell me. That nobody can predict where the market's going.
So random.
I was told
man.
TA guys.
Astrology for man.
Yeah.
Astrology for man.
That's what
if
they
Tommy
say.
were here, he would tell us.
Yeah. If he actually does astrology, that's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for the people that don't know. Yeah, guys, I was ready for you to keep cooking.
It's Chef Jackus time, man. It's Chef Jackus time.
Where do I start though? Tell me where to start.
You start with the Bitcoin has been in the bear market the entire time of its entire inception.
No.
You start with that.
You guys pick the topic and I start.
Bitcoin.
Tucker?
Bitcoin. Link? Sol? What do you want to do?
You tell me. Where should I start?
I don't know, man. Do Link.
Link?
Just do Link. Yeah. I want to see what you got. I saw your tweet about it, and that was nice.
That's
That little
insane.
PO3.
I mean, this one.
Yeah, that one. That's the one.
Yeah. It was such an obvious play, though. Like, the weekly is just such a superior time frame. So when we were trading up here, just for the people to just tune in and don't know, so I was expecting a deviation below this range. I didn't expect it to take much longer, though. It was so short-lived. Right? Sometimes we spend weeks down here, months, and this time we just flipped. We dropped below, retested that big breaker at $5. It's a level I've been calling for so long, and then we went higher. So I think even Link BTC, it's still a clear bear market here, but there are signs of reversal here. The trend is stopping and it starts reverting, and I think this is the chart to finally does make sense to invest in a longer term into Link to outperform BTC. This might not be an ideal play, so you may still get like a few percentages lower. I'm basically talking wait. This is your, even you can call it like, whatever. This is your accumulation area for however long we spend down here. But then you are looking for Amazon-like place on Link and Sol and others, So I don't really care how long down we stay here, but you really need to be thinking long term, I don't know if we go again to new all-time highs too, but what I'm seeing is that this is a clear bottoming trend, This is something that has exhausted all the bulls after the initial, let's call it, recognition phase of the project. Then you get the longest bear market, and this is where the interest is at all-time lows. If I'm gonna pull out the Amazon chart, you're basically somewhere around here, trading on the crypto projects, and obviously this is versus USD. So you have you had obviously you had the adoption of Amazon, but you also had the inflation and so on helping it as well. But what I'm getting at is, and by the way, I think this is also pretty interesting, right? When this is a quick jump in, but when we talked what BTC could do when we hit that recession, this is a good answer, right? The market was already bottomed here, and what we didn't get is sweep below, and let's speak Bitcoin. We didn't get a sweep below 20K or something, right? What we did is we got that 30K retest. Are you following with me what I'm trying to imply here, guys? I'm not saying, we go higher first, and then we come back and retest this 30K region on BTC. That's what happened in the future when the recession comes, most likely. And we do see that in 0.8 on Amazon. It had a clear structure. I should probably go on a monthly. But what it did is it just came down here. And in hindsight, it's always obvious. And the beautiful thing is if we can spot it ahead of the fact. Like, we are predicting the future hindsight in real time. And we do see that here. We had this downtrend, broken, impulsive move, clean retest, shakeout, recession, 2008 crisis, and then it just follows like nothing. And obviously, if we go back to Link, it is against BTC. It's not against shitcoin like the dollar. It's BTC.
A shit coin like the dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
BTC is the asset of this century, So, or maybe centuries, or sorry, millennials, I should say, not century, millennials. So I do see a longer uptrend here that's gonna take many years, but this is the time to accumulate for the very long term if you wanna play it very safe with these projects. You know, it doesn't mean going YOLO. It doesn't mean you're gonna get that, you know, insane candle 500%, anything like you got here. It means that slow crawl up over the years. This is the time to accumulate. You are very early right now, and I do think that I think we do see that, you know, with Link. I think, you know, looking at the USD price locally, because that's what interests us most, is we probably get some further upside here. I do think we then come back, retest this range, but we don't go below, and we continue something like that, you know, later on. That's my thesis here. And I don't think if we are bullish, if we keep on being bullish, I don't see us coming down and retesting this. This is the most, like, don't do this, guys. If we do, you know, if we do come back here, sell support, short support, because if we do, we probably go below. So we need to front run this. This is the most obvious support ever, and it's gonna get front run if we remain bullish. We can, you know, we can bounce back. Maybe we can touch this high. That's the max level, you know, I would allow, but not deeper than that. You know, this needs to get front run. This is where retail wants to get in. So that's your play. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's see the levels. And yeah, surprisingly, we have these H4. Like, you gotta laugh how it always lines up, right? With when you know how the market makers work. And yeah, the market makers don't manipulate the markets. Yes, they do. So I could see it come back down here all the way. This is the lowest low I would allow it. You know, sweep this H for liquidity. This is where anyone FOMOing started to buy. Nobody was buying.
Is that at like
here.
$9 roughly?
It's 8.8.
Okay.
Yeah. But if it, you know, it needs to be like what we discussed with Sol. Right? It needs to be exactly. It's the same thing. We discussed that live. Tucker knows. I was calling how this is the retail support. If we do come back down there, we're going lower. But I think we front run it. It's exactly what happened, and this is once again where retail was buying H1 support. We did come back up. We took the liquidity. Then we dropped lower, took H4 stops, and then we front run the hard time frame support. Late long stopped, conservative longs, front run, market upwards, short resurrect, market participants wrecked, whales profiting. As usual, classical. You know, jumping into Sol, you know, fluently now. My thesis remains the same. I don't actually remember if, yeah, here it is. So pretty crazy. I haven't changed one bit, you know, from this fractal that I had since May 2022. It's based on a Ether fractal. Some may call it Moon Boy fractal. Reality is it's
Moon Boy fractal, huh?
yeah.
You always make more money being a perpetual optimist. So
That's
hey,
true.
you know what? Maybe you're overly optimistic, but if you happen to make it, then you're the last
Pushing
one left.
31 right now, boys.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, this is the one. So I'm trying to scale this as much as possible. So here we also had that bounce then this is when I saw the fractal happening, and it did make sense to come back below this level and shake people out. There are few differences always. So for example, look at this small triangle happening back then right here. It's now it's so small. Back then it took few weeks, but and we see the difference, right? These two are the same structure wise. The difference is that this one takes longer here. This one is way shorter, but look at where they happen. This one does happen right slightly above this low. And where does this one happen? Right above these lows. Then what happens? Final capitulation down, final capitulation down. And then the accumulation period starts. And these two are always different. Here we ran above this triangle. Here we have not yet, right? But timing wise, they are getting pretty similar. And that's what needs to be kept in mind. And surely we can argue, like, if we do go up in a straight line, like with Ether, or do we even go there? Maybe we just, go to like 140s or something. Sure, possible. We don't know. What we do know is that right now the probabilities are super stacked for Sol, and that this is a great buying opportunity regardless.
You think this could be the beginning of the breakout from a timing perspective?
Let's get to it. So I'm gonna jump back to this chart. I do think this is possibly the beginning of the breakout, and I do think if we keep consecutive candle closes on the weekly above $27, above this range, then I do think this was the bottom accumulation, and this is just the final FTX deviation. Total deviation capitulation. It should never have been this low. This was solely due to FTX. This was the perfect retest right here. Took stops. Here we come back to the breaker, to the weekly demand zone, and we are bouncing. We have broken above. What we don't want to see is that this weekly candle or the next one closes back inside. If we do, then I do think, we come back and maybe sweep this low once again. And then like something like COVID, don't know. And then probably do something like this. If we, however, and this is this is a bearish opium, okay? This is your everyone missed scenario. Please come back. If we don't do that, and if we start closing above, I think we can already say bye-bye to these prices, and we're gonna start reaccumulating in the green here. And I don't know that. I don't know how that happens. I know where we are cycle-wise, and these prices, whether 29 or 20, will look like a joke in future. But it takes time. It takes lots of time, and people don't usually are prepared to hold that long. So yeah, once again, what we want to see here is consecutive candle closes above. And I think if we do, we see further continuation higher.
Do you think that a retest of 27K is kind of like Link, where it's a little too perfect and a lot of people want to bid 27K, and maybe we should front run it? Or do you think this is different than Link?
Here, I think we don't go lower than that. Like, if we do, this is good. On H4, which is Confluent, yeah, this level, I don't think we go below here.
Yeah, I agree.
This is your invalidation right here. And if we do go below this level, then I think we will reclaim this range. This is where this is now where late bulls that missed want to buy. You don't give it to them, right? So this retest makes sense. It's also confluent with the weekly close right here. Nice alignment. So this is very max bid, but it doesn't mean we need to get that. Market can just easily just start doing something like this, and then higher in like a channel thing.
Yeah.
We don't. This is what I've noticed on the markets, that you simply cannot know which one of these is gonna play out, or you can get or you can get like another run, and then instead of the follow through, you're gonna get the breakout, and then the reclaim. So these are just lower time frame probabilities, and then that doesn't mean this isn't a good buy for further upside. But if you do have that quick invalidation, and then be ready to buy back lower, and then if that one fails, be ready to cut it, right? So I once again have not found any way to know what's gonna happen here on lower time frames. I think it's just probabilities. But on a higher time frames, when you go to weekly, you get weekly structure, you look at the intermarket analysis. Those are so spot on, and you can predict those so accurately. So we discussed Link, we discussed Sol. Do we get to the more juice stuff now?
Yeah.
By the way,
Look at that chart, man. That's incredible.
Yeah, I want to jump into Sol on this. I just find it so amazing. Like this touch, especially when I was calling it right here. This level that you see in that reaction. Just insane. Logarithmic trend lines. Do not fade those. I, by the way, loved the chart of yours, Max. That trend line that you used. I think it was this one. I have not seen that one before.
Yeah.
Hey,
I love
Jackus. I
Yes?
just want to point out one thing, and this is the funny thing. And Max, you and I had a conversation around this, I think, probably going into like September. And one of the things I think just so many people had caught off sides is this goes into what Jackus is kind of talking about too, is what if that retrace happens from higher? And this is why I was like, entertain the retrace if the retrace happens from higher. And I think just so many people have not entertained that the recession could happen later and price could be significantly higher. And we may never see the 20s again if that happens. And
we talked about that. Yeah, we've talked about that a lot. And I think that's a Max Payne scenario too. Basically what Jackus is drawing right here. Could you imagine if we went back? I don't think we'll go quite that high. That's maybe where we disagree a little bit. Like I think we could maybe go to like 40, something like that. I hope I'm wrong. Like I hope Jackus's chart here plays out. But I mean, what if the nuke comes, but it's just a retest of where we're at right now? Man, people would be so pissed off. So pissed.
That's what we talked about, Max. This is the drawing I made with you.
Look at that folder too. Look at that nice folder you have drawn there too. That's
indeed.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's how you know it's. I made it when I was talking with you. We talked about, and I can give you that. I cannot say exactly how we move around from here, and I was giving two scenarios. I do see continuation higher. That's what I am positive on. What I don't know is, and I kept reminding, I do not know how exactly we move higher. So if we come back, if we break out and then come back to retest, I don't think this is going to happen. But if we now break and go in a straight line to 50K, and there is no weekly pullback here, right? So it's the chart legit looks something like this. Then I do think we come back and retest 30K. But if we do break higher here, and then come back, and then break higher, then the big pullback is not to here anymore, it's to here, right? So this really matters a lot. How exactly do we move up? And I
kind of like that last scenario you drew, like 40K back to 30 and then up after that. Yeah, I think that seems pretty probable to me. Something, like a little distribution. Yeah.
But Max, that's the same scenario I was talking to you about. Remember, I said 40, then back to 30, or 35, then back to 30, and we were having it all out. Believe me, and I was wrong on timing for sure, 100%. I'll admit that on stream. But like the thesis, I think was always right, and that's why I stayed bullish the whole time, just because the thesis made sense.
Yeah.
Evan Casey in the comments, man, you can't beat it.
There is no second best, man.
There is no second best.
The thing is like no matter how much we sit on here though and tell people on live stream like our thoughts, and I think they all make sense because we come in with explanations, we come in with charts and show you kind of the data that we're looking at and show you the angle we're looking at. Like there'll always be those people that will stay sidelined because of macro, even they can't even spell the word macro. They don't even know the definition of what macro actually means. They just heard somebody on Twitter Spaces tell them about macro and how it's bear.
This is fair, though. We are getting a little excited at resistance. That's true.
That's just how it goes, Zodiac,
That's
man.
how it goes.
That's what you do, man. It's a ritual. You know, you got to get excited at high time frame resistance, brother. That's just how things go.
Look, for me, I'm not even excited at the level. I feel vindicated to the move, right? Like I was getting bashed on continuously day after day. Like Will's just a super pro. And it wasn't the team, because I don't take that from the team. Like the team, they give constructive feedback and they give theses that make sense. I just get these people on Twitter that are just like, oh, you just don't understand the macro. You don't understand it. It's like, bro, I understand macro way more than you do. Like, what are you talking about?
I know exactly where Will is coming from, because I get that like so much. You know, when you have a larger account, you get all of these, and it did took its pain on me in 2021-22. It's very hard to deal with people this way. Luckily, I've overcome that, and I literally care less and less. And I care even sometimes less and less to share. That's what it is. But here, with the people, I enjoy it.
BTC Euro. That looks incredible, by the way.
Yeah, that's the thing at the end of the day, though, Jack. It's like it doesn't bother me anymore. Like I've dealt with it now for multiple years. It just like at what point do people get out of their box, right? Crawl outside of your cardboard box that you live on the corner in, and like look outside at the world and understand that it's not as bad as you think. Like people still have jobs. Your jobs data looks great. You don't have people doing claims. Like there's so many bullish catalysts when it comes to macro. Like I could go over all of them, but there's no point. I feel like I have to repeat them every single time to the same people, and it's just not there yet. We're just not there yet when it comes to like recession and macro downside. And so I have to remain on the bullish side because of that. And there's so many people. It's like 2020 2.0, 2019 2.0. Like everybody stays sidelined and then they buy the top. And then they want to tell you at the top how you're just dumb and you don't understand how it's going to go into a secular super cycle and that we're not topped and we're going to continue up.
Bro, the super cycle is the best, man. The super cycle is the best. That's still my favorite Bitcoin propaganda was super cycle. You know, because you can't disprove it. You can't disprove it because they can just keep saying this pullback was part of the super cycle.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's just you can't disprove it. Yeah, the super cycle. Yeah.
Yeah. What Will was what Will was saying, there's just some people that you simply cannot reason with. There are simply people that even if you show them that the fucking SEC and Gary Gensler saying Bitcoin is a digital commodity, and you give them I give people the reasons why, like I would say rather scientific facts or reason why I think BTC is a commodity. But then you even have your freaking government regulator telling you that SEC is a commodity. Even if you are an NPC, then you need to listen, right? And these NPCs still don't listen. Like you could tell them the evidence and they'll be like, no, it's not true, you're lying. It goes against my perma-bear thesis. And I just, no. And you just cannot do anything with the people. And, we are here. we are here for the people, and it's really hard to find balance when saying something, because if you just gonna say like, this is the bullish case, this is the bearish case, think about this, and then people will be like, oh, you're telling me it can go up or down, and or you were not bullish enough, you didn't convince me, and blah blah blah. And then if you are like bullish, just like, okay, this is like super great opportunity, you still have these facts, but we are super bullish, and then people be like, oh my god, you were just simply bullish and it didn't work or something. It's like you can never win.
Jackus, remember when we went over the freaking bank accounts and showed them that retail has no money, and then they're sitting there saying, well, what happens when the retail's broke? It's like, they're already broke. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
The market's still rising.
Okay, let me exactly put what Will was talking about here, just so that new people can see it. And it's exactly, well, what we were talking about, right? One sec, I gotta find it. Fred, savings accounts of people. I think it is something like that. I maybe have it.
Bitcoin looks like it's loading a god candle right now, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It really looks like it's loading a god candle.
That's probably when we reward.
The breakaway candle, man. The breakaway candle. They leave this range once and for all.
Sideliners getting cracked.
Can you imagine if we just teleported to 36K today?
Dude, I can. I really can.
So these are the this is the savings rate in percentages of people, and right now it's at nearly historical lows. So people are broke; they don't have money. That's just a fact.
But no, Jackus, I talked with my neighbor and he has money. He told me he's got
we haven't
in his bank account.
We haven't weeded all the money out of the economy yet. Everybody's money is gone. The only people that have money are rich people. So if the chart's going up and rich people have money, guess who's buying? Not retail. Not retail.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So jumping back, with a straight face to BTC. Yeah, this is legit getting crazy. Yeah, I still think
teleport, man.
I still think that we possibly reject above this high when we feel this H4 inefficiency, right here. So it's nicely confluent, H4 inefficiency, also macro range highs, and we have this intraday high here. So that's a nice multiple liquidity point. I think what we could do here, I'm not saying it will, I'm just saying, be cautious, is that we reject right here. But it's also possible that we just put in a god candle, leave everybody on the sideline, and then you look back and think like, why was I so stupid and didn't buy this, perfect retest? Like, how was I conditioned to think we go lower?
Here's the thing. Even if we went down and retested that breaker in the red that you have drawn right there, we're fine. But I just want a god candle, man. It's been so long since we've had like a literal god candle that just reminded everybody why they got into crypto in the first place. It's been too long.
Indeed. What would be interesting also is we actually front run all of that spot ETF news. And this is what I was saying. It will really depend when we get it. If we get it inside of this range, like right when we are, let's say we start reaccumulating in this gray area, right? And then right here, we get this spot news. We absolutely blast through, create a large inefficiency candle, and continue higher. If we get it here, but if we just blast higher without any news of spot ETF, and then we get it up here, then that's bearish. So it's not really about the news, it's about also when you get it, and or maybe maybe it's like this one, I don't know. But
Do you
the
think
thing
there's
is,
any chance that a spot ETF could be a sell the news event?
yes, if it's up here, then it was priced in. We will get sell the news locally, but then obviously because it's a longer term bullish news, it will continue
Well,
higher after. It's
here,
gonna get scooped up.
Jack, it's real quick. I'm just gonna hop in for a second, then I get a roll. But so somebody made in the comments, and they said, "I just don't see how we are in a bull market at this point." And I think the point being is, or at least what we're trying to explain here is
I will
not
explain.
that not that we're not that we're in a bull market, but we are in an accumulation phase, not a distribution phase, which means you continue to accumulate while the whales accumulate. You distribute when the whales distribute. Stop thinking of things in bull or bear. Think of them as accumulation, distribution. And when you're in an accumulation, you tend to have exorbitant moves, right? That move to exponentials, especially in crypto because of liquidity, before you start to get distribution. This is why we have secular bulls and secular bears. Bulls happen closer to where we start to top, and then they continue to distribute, and then eventually we come back to a bear until we start to accumulate.
We need some opinions on equities here, man. We need.
Will jump. I just will to destructive. He said, I just don't see how we are in a bull market at this point in time. So it will depend obviously on a asset. So for example, if you're going to look at some shitcoin, we are not in a bull market. But let's talk simply about BTC. And I'll give you facts here that we are. It's just fact. You cannot argue that one. It's not a form of opinion. That's a fact. Based on market structure.
Higher lows, higher highs.
And exactly. And if you want to know the hard time frame trend, go on a weekly. And by the way, guys, what we are trying to do here is we are giving you our opinions and so on. But essentially what we are trying to do is show you enough data points and arguments. And then it's obviously up to you, to what you do with this data, with this information. But we are trying to give you logical ones that do make sense. It's not just hopium, saying, "Hey, we're gonna go up because institutions are loading." That's just sure possibility, but that's basically an opinion. What we are trying to give you is the data points as much as possible, looking at the same thing from different angles. Like you can see someone that's gonna use the logarithmic line here and say, hey, we've broken here. Someone is gonna look at market structure, someone's gonna look MAs and so on, moving averages, or Fibonacci's, whatever, and then we are looking for confluences and so on. So just wanted to clarify that. Now, to that question, I just don't see how we are in a bull market at this point. We are, okay? We are in a uptrend. I suppose it depends on the definition. If the definition of a bull market is when we break new all-time highs, then obviously we are not. But if a bull market is that we've probably created a bottom and we have a uptrend, then surely we have started a bull market. And let's look at the weekly market structure here. All the way up until January 23rd, that was a bear market. Okay, we had a sequence of all-time highs. Then we had a higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, but no further upside, so a lower high. Then we had another lower low. Somehow missed this one here. Like that. Then we had a lower high, then we get higher low again. But here we've broken the market structure on the weekly. This is your first break of the bear market. And then what you look for is if you get a higher low. So this still could have been a fake out with no confirmation. And if we here broken lower, then this was a fake out. But what we got is that we got a higher low confirmed with a higher high. It's a clear trending uptrend. You have lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. How is that not a uptrending market? This is a fact, right? Here, I was saying a few days ago when we were entertaining this structure. So this was the higher time frame picture, and this was the daily structure. So sure, we were downtrending here, but then we got the market structure break as well. We got another higher low, here, lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and look at that reaction after. That's the confirmation of the market. So here you had confirmation on the weekly and you had on the daily, and even all these highs and lows, they were still inside, and I keep on saying this. They were still. This is where most people fuck up market structure. Otherwise, it's pretty clear. Is that this whole thing happened inside of this upward leg? All of these daily lower lows and lower highs. The same thing is, by the way, happening right now on Ether.
I don't like that going back down, Jackus.
Yeah,
I don't
what
like
was
that at all,
fractal,
Jackus. I don't like
Don't
that.
Guys,
hide that.
come on, take this with a little salt, because this is just a possibility.
I'm
It
taking
doesn't
that
need
with
to
a lot
happen.
of salt. I'm very upset by
Okay.
that, Fractal.
What can
Okay,
imagine
there you
it
go.
like
There you
this.
go. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
That's so much better.
Right?
Yeah.
This is, I don't think we do that. It's just like, do not care, understand where we are on the larger aspect of things. And even if it comes, understand that we are reaccumulating inside of this impulsive leg until proven otherwise. As Zodiac is saying, until proven otherwise, we are bullish, although he's saying it vice versa, but I'm not seeing the structure here. This was a clear impulsive leg that broke in the higher time frame structure. Let me add it here. Right. And here we had a macro lower high. Lower high. We had a low, bottom, lower high, a higher low. Then we had a lower high. This one broke in the structure. Higher high. We had higher low once again, and this one keeps on holding. If we go on a weekly, it's way more clean here. And then we get all these little moves inside, but we need to understand that these are the moves. Obviously with these inside. So the market structure here remains the same. I will jump into Ether later on. I want to stay within BTC for a little longer. So the market structure is super clearly bullish. We have talked about this in the past streams, where we discussed how we have reclaimed the 200 daily moving average, how we have reclaimed the equilibrium of this range, and we have so quickly, we have repriced to the range highs. It happened so quickly, just in a few days. And I've also talked about how
Because
each of these.
We took out that wick you were talking about, by the way, the intraday wick.
Oh, did we? Yeah. Oh yeah.
And now we're moving down. Damn it, Jackus! Look what you did.
Yeah, man. If we can't break 31K, he looks a little.
Jackus's fault, man. He drew that damn line, and now look what's happening.
Jackus, stop drawing.
Now my line is a little bit higher. It's right here on the inefficiency. This is just the range, but I think we can still, bounce a little higher. We'll see. Nice. I wanted to entertain this, just solely looking at the moving averages. So each time after you get a long, here you had a long bull market, then you get a first trend change, then you get a fake out with the EMAs. This is the dead cat bounce, but it happens vice versa as well. and then the market rolls over. Then you have the bear market, the long bear market. Then you get the first trend change that happened here, and then you get the fake out, and then you get the bull market again, right? And look at what happened this time around. You had the bull market, then you got the trend change, and then you had the fake out, and then you had the trend continuation. And the same thing has happened here. We got end of the bear market, confluent with market structure. Once again, it's about context and confluences. So the bull market starts here, then you get a fake out, and then you get a reclaim again. So it's all pointing to the same thing.
Which moving averages are those, Jackus?
Yeah, 50 and 200, both
Okay.
daily.
Okay.
Right? It's the classical, like people use the golden cross. By the way, oh my God, I'm going to share this now. Because once again, the daily cross, the death cross, mark the bottom once again.
Yeah, it
Have
really did.
Every single time, Jackus. Every single time it marks the bottom.
Have I not wrote a fucking long thread about it in right here? Right here, I wrote it, right? And look at that.
That's
Right
what I was going
after-
to point out too. Same one.
After you get a death cross,
It
maybe you
went
get
lower.
like final sell-off. Like that, like dude.
It did.
No,
You
but it
cannot
was in
look
a
at it
full-on reversal move. It was a drop down into a breakout.
No, I know. I'm aware.
No, what you want to look at with these death crosses is that it's a fucking login information, and it doesn't legit mean anything. If you want to use MAs, use are they trending upwards and are we trading above them or below them, right? That's where it's useful. If you look at death crosses, that's a bear. It's a retail trap, and you want to look at
Jackus, are you saying
Like-
to use momentum indicators how they should be used?
yeah. How dare I, right? How do I dare? So here you want to look at the around area. There can be few days, but I've wrote a like very very long thread about these, right? And then these, like, rather than that they are being bull signal, I'm not saying like they are bull signal or anything. I'm rather saying that they don't really mean anything, and if anything, it's a very lagging information. And usually at the time the market is very oversold and there's at least a bounce here. It depends on the context, right? Like, did it happen after a bull market or bear market? So this was after a bull market and we had the cross, whereas right here it happened after a bear market and it was a clear fake out. And look at that reaction after. Okay, so there's another pretty pretty good reason. But last thing I wanted to point out here is this one, right? Look at these ranges. How long do they take? And compare that. And we've been entertaining this idea, but I do feel like I'm learning that I have to keep on reminding and repeating myself. Otherwise, it sort of passes behind people. So I understand to some of you that are here more frequently and are very bright. So I apologize, but I've further learned that if I just share some stuff once or so, it gets passed by. So I sometimes have to remind these. Yeah, look at these timings of these bottom accumulation ranges. This one did take 300 days. And then we broken above and never visited below. And this second reaccumulation after the bear market, that's why it's not a distribution, 200 days. Then this cycle was completely different to all others. And then this one, this bottom range, took nearly 300 days as well. And the reaccumulation is now taking how long? 225 days. So this one was shorter, but this one was longer, and more or so they are very much same. And now, okay, you can argue But let's look at the heights. This one is happening around the 24% retracement level, right? This one was also happening around the 24% retracement level. And we have never, got to the 62% retracement from all-time highs during this cycle. We did, though, in 2019. This was just big upside, and then the market reverted. Whereas here, we also did not get that bonds to 62% retracement. So once again, it will depend how exactly do we move higher, right? Because this can totally happen. Something like that. And this will be our third reaccumulation range. It will be probably shorter lived than these two. So if this one took 220 days, expect the next repricing to took around 150, in my opinion. We can entertain the idea. How long did it take here?
Oh man, you know why we couldn't slice through 31K, boys?
Why?
Because Will Clemente was bull posting the exact top.
Put it on the chart, Tucker.
Oh man, this is gonna be good.
We need to tweet just everybody shut up. As soon as we're about to break out, just no one say anything. Please.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't get no engagement.
Yeah, but I'd have more money, so it'd be fine.
Yeah.
I still think we're gonna break out. I still think we're gonna break out here, man. I really do.
Well, this was the thing I was talking about the other day, Max, with somebody. I was basically telling them we'd probably get a little bit of a pullback here, maybe like 29, 28, and then a rip in people's faces.
Will, you sound like a pilot right now. Where are you?
Yeah.
My bad. I'm like in this like thing next to the elevator, and there's a lot of tile, so like bouncing my sound around. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. I was just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, I still do think that the accumulation here would make sense, and then it would be nice to get the spot ETF news around here.
Oh, Jackus, I just want it up already, man. Just do it. Just do it.
I know, but the market likes to frustrate us, so probably no.
Yeah. Probably.
Although I can see a scenario, Max, where we go above the range highs and then they accumulate above those. So like here. Right?
Just tell Tommy to bid and we send.
That's the play.
Yeah, that's the reaccumulation we want. But that would be I don't know. I feel like a lot of people want that. But here's the thing about that move. Do you know how many people would be calling for a deviation if we did that and then bearish?
Mm-hmm.
That might actually be more beneficial for us to do. I could see it right now. They say, "Oh, PO3, this is the manipulation phase.
This is the BART. This is the BART." That's what they're gonna say.
Yeah, if a lot of people would be bearish if we ranged above there, they think it'd come down.
I suppose both scenarios make sense because right now you have everyone calling for the head and shoulders. So
you fake them out. That's what you do. You fake them out halfway and then pull it out.
So I think it would be nice to entertain this with a rejection here, with like one candle. Then they'll be like, "Hey, this head and shoulders is playing out," and then
they short it, and then it rips.
And then it rips, and then you get the reaccumulation.
Oh, so we get both.
Right?
So we get both. Okay, all right. We get both scenarios,
and then you get January pump again.
And I see Tyree in the comments. He says he wants to buy above 33K. I think people just setting prices that you need to be above to buy is. I don't know if that's the best approach, man. Like, if you're eyeballing 33K, why would you not buy 30? If you're eyeballing 35K, why would you not buy 25K? Like I guess I just never understood that
Well, he
concept.
said Jim is going to be bullish at 33K.
Oh, my bad. Okay, Jim. Yeah, so like again, these guys that talk about we need to be higher to buy. I don't know if that's
So
if that's the
Tucker
right
said
approach.
something. Tucker said something. I think it's a really important point. He said something this morning in our Discord call, and it was along the lines of, now is probably the time when you need to entertain being a bit of an investor and not just a trader. And I think that's very real. And I think you should, if you're a good trader and you have an edge, boost your returns, do your best to outperform. But I think there's a lot to be said about starting to pack some bags and assets that you think are going to appreciate, because it might be time to be an investor. And that doesn't mean go all in, but it might be time to consider that time is actually now and not after the recession, quote unquote.
My bad, Tyrell. But Max, look, I've been saying that for a while. That's why I said like I haven't had active positions. Also, is because I felt like this whole thing since like the beginning of September, and it was since the beginning of September, has been up, has just been an accumulation. And but granted, only Bitcoin, right? A lot of alts still got slaughtered through September. But when you look at like even Dot, man, Dot looks completely distressed, and I feel like people are just sleeping on shit and they're just like chasing whatever's pumping, and that's what's pushing prices up. But there's a lot of good buys out there that people are ignoring.
And I will give credit where credit's due. Will was buying Bitcoin publicly at like 25 to 26K on Twitter. He's been saying that for a while. He said, and Will, you said something that I thought was simple yet profound. You said this on a market check. You said to me, back during the bull market, I would have killed to buy Bitcoin at these prices. And now it's here. So I'm buying Bitcoin. I was like, what? He's so right. I was more than happy to spend 45K on a Bitcoin during the bull market. But right now, I don't want a 25 to 30K Bitcoin. It's just funny. It's funny how times change, very quickly.
I love those memes where it's like, if you go back in history, right, you had 20K when it felt like completely euphoric, that it felt completely bad. In 2017, when you were at 20K, you were absolutely euphoric. Then in 2022 at 20K, you were absolutely, decimated. Then in January 2023 at 20K, you were absolutely euphoric again. And then when it dropped in March to 20K again, you were absolutely decimated. And it's always like, it depends how you get to certain. And that's why I always say it depends how and when you move to certain moves. And
absolutely.
that's how big players manipulate stuff. But can we entertain?
Boom.
Tucker.
Boom. Non-Hagrid buying the stone cold bottom.
Tucker, you must be up like $300 right now, huh?
About 500.
Okay, all right, that's not bad. That's not
winning.
Well, I mean, is it all about money, Tucker? Or
I mean, the stone cold. Me and Jace move, man. Nobody else had the stones.
You're no different than those chicks that sell out for OnlyFans, man.
Oh,
you're selling out for money, cheap money. That's what you're
doing. Get any better. Are we fading? Come on.
Take my bet then, Tucker. Take my bet. Tucker and I have a nice big bet. He left it on the table. He didn't want to take it.
What did I say? Milady's go to 5 ETH by the end of next summer?
Yep, by the end of August. Milady, I said that the floor would not be over 5.
It's over under 5.
Yeah, over under 5 by August 31st, 2024. And we were going to bet 250 SOL. 250 SOL was the bet.
I just want to see it. I want to see it get through November, and then we can do it.
Okay, but then the floor goes up to 6. You want more time? I get to lift the floor.
It's not more. I have less time if I start the bet then. So
yeah, but you have more time to let price develop.
Develop.
Yeah.
You mean develop?
Yeah, exactly. Develop against it. All right, we're about to go through 31K. Let's go, boys.
Are we?
We're on the 1 second chart, Tucker. You know what to do.
No.
Come on, baby.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Oh.
Come on, baby. God candle
no.
loading. All right, let's get really bullish into resistance, guys. Come on.
Look at the dollar index, though.
Is it
This is the
nuking?
Will Clemente resistance
Yes.
right here.
Look at that open interest, man. People are longing the crap out of this.
Wait, are
want
they?
it
I didn't
so
even
bad.
look at
Oh
it.
yeah. They are longing the crap out of Bitcoin, man. They want to force this breakout so badly. Please let them do it. They're just twapping. Look at that thing.
Look at
Straight
that.
up. Straight up. Oh God, I hope they're successful, because if they're not, we're gonna nuke.
It's gonna be bad. Yeah, you're gonna wipe all of this.
All right. I think we're gonna break 31. And
Oh yeah. Oh my
Come
God.
on, boys.
That's touch. That's touch. Go
No.
on my chart. Go
No,
on my chart.
please, no.
Go on my chart.
Wait. Okay,
Go on
wait,
my
Jackus.
chart.
Wait, Jackus.
No, Jackus, delete that line. Delete that line. We're going up.
Oh man.
Dude, who did that? Who shorted that? God, just let it go.
That was an instant 1 second reaction right here.
No.
Now we're gonna break through.
No,
surely,
please
right?
keep
Right?
going. Dude, it'd be so fun if we just pumped. God. Greedy bears, man. Greedy bears. They just can't let it go.
Yeah, OI is nuking.
No.
Oh my
No.
I'm telling you guys, look, next move is a pullback. Every bear out there is going to say, haha, idiots, head and shoulders. Oh, look, it hit
Right.
resistance and rejected. And it's going to pull back to like 28, and they're going to feel so vindicated. They're going to open their shorts at 28 and get completely annihilated. Watch.
Now this
And
is
that's-
Jackus's fault. He drew the line.
That's just the
This one was
reality.
Jackus's fault.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have drawn that line there. Jackus.
I
Through
need
the
you to draw some
resistance.
support, Jackus. Draw some support right here.
Right.
Come on down to the 1 minute and draw some lines.
Ooh, CLSK up 434.
Ooh, it's up 10%. See, that's why you own good miners. Bitcoin's
No,
up
the-
3%. Clean Spark.
The
up
thing
almost
is, though, too, and I think a lot of people are sleeping on this, this is going to rotate the alts. It's going to definitely rotate the alts. And
Yeah, it
so
is.
many people are like, Bitcoin. And Bitcoin's going to hover, and alts are going to rip, and then it's going to go right back into Bitcoin, and everybody's going to get wrecked.
Speaking of alts, man, how about Ox up 41% today, man? Just casually up 3x off the low.
Will and I
Max,
talked about it, man.
we caught the freaking bottom on that live on show while you guys were on vacation.
Yeah,
Literally the bottom.
Oh, for sure, man. We had, dude, Franco in the Discord bought, dude, he said he bought 4 million Ox at 0.005. That is like
Wow.
the generational shove, man.
up 3.
Dude, like people
bought
were like, why
4
would Ox go up?
million
We're like,
Ox.
watch.
He bought 4 million Ox at the Pico bottom.
Dude, Wabi has a lot of Ox right now.
Yes, Wabi. I think Wabi's a top holder, man. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, he shoved at the bottom.
Yeah, not guys you want to fade, man.
The funny part is this will probably sit here and consolidate for a little while, and then it'll be back at all time high power in like 3 months.
Here's what I got for
Then
Ox.
everybody's gonna be Ox Bulls again.
Here's what we got for Ox. This is good stuff right here. Where's the here? I got you. Check this out.
I think 3 cents is coming soon, Tucker.
This was my original spot of interest to maybe shave.
Oh, we're back at 31K, guys. Look at that. God candle loading.
Bro, you get above that, you're going.
Oh, here
man.
we go,
You get
Tucker.
above
Go
that-
back to Bitcoin.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh.
Here we go.
Oh,
Go.
no.
Go. 35K on stream. Let's go. Everyone get bullish at resistance. Come on. Don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up.
Let's just start buying into this, everyone. Someone's got to buy the resistance, right?
Somebody has to do it. I always said that during the bull market to myself. I said, be the support that you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Be the support. I think we're going to go here, guys. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. You gotta expand. Let's go. Where are the highs?
We are
Where are the highs
basically
back here?
up only since here.
Come on.
Oh, they just don't want to let it go, man. They're going to have to at some point. They're going to have to let it go.
Yeah. 31.8 was the high. Look at OI compared to back here. It's still lower. It's literally still lower than we were up here.
I would really love to see that daily rejection all the way up here, just daily. And then we do something like this. And okay, let me
No. Too deep, Jackus.
What do you mean? This
Dude,
is a like
too deep. Way too deep.
Okay.
Never below 30.5 again, Jackus. Never below.
we did a daily
No.
rejection.
Propaganda, Jackus. That's propaganda.
Propaganda.
Sideliner,
Now
Jackus. Jackus is sidelined. He wants to pull
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
And Perma Bear Jackies. Perma Bear Jackies.
Yeah.
I would love this. Daily rejection, people start calling for head and shoulders. This needs to be scary, this drop. It cannot be like dragged over the 5 days or something. Make scary pullback, then bounce higher, people calling for deviation, we retest range highs, continuation, bye-bye.
Oh, man.
Bye.
I just want moon.
Give moon.
Gib moon.
Give moon.
When moon.
When moon. Phew. Oh, man.
Okay, guys, I got to go get some lunch. We've been going for almost 2 hours. Great audience today, guys. 46 likes. Fantastic. Guys, let's see if we can get the 50 likes while on stream. Guys, we're only 4 likes away. If you haven't liked the video yet, please consider dishing us out a like. We went for almost 2 hours today. It would be absolutely fantastic if we could get the 50 likes while live on the stream. That'd be a lot of likes for us. Normally, we usually get to 40, with enough of me bugging everybody. But let's see if we can get to 50. We're now 2 likes away. Guys, thanks so much again for being here. We got to get to 50 likes for the 2-hour power stream with Bitcoin trying to break through. We got it, man. We got to get to 50. 2 more likes, guys.
Ox looks like he wants to giga send from here.
Dude, someone yesterday was manually twapping 20 to 40 ETH clips into Ox.
Wow.
That's big money.
No, I'm kidding. It wasn't me.
No, he's not kidding. It was him. Guys, one more like and we're at 50 likes while live. If you're out there, there's 44 people watching still. There's got to be one of you out there, excuse me, who said, you know what, I'm really liking the stream, but hasn't liked it yet. So, guys, if there's one of you out there that hasn't liked it yet, please consider it. We are 1 like away. We got to stay on. We got to stay on till we get to 50. We're so close. What if everybody in here's liked the video already, man? What if everybody has there we go, 50 likes. Thank you guys so much for 50 likes.
Wow.
You guys killed it. We had a big audience today, man. We cracked 60 for a little bit. That's pretty big.
Wow, that is
Pretty
good.
big for a Monday. Yeah, that's pretty
bull
big.
market vibes. Bull market vibes.
Hey, Jackus. There it is.
Hey, Euro USD just made a consecutive higher low and higher high, and DXY is closely getting there shortly. Oil is rejecting right where I talked during the calls of the past days. So it's all playing out. All
Intermarket analysis.
Intermarket analysis. Euro USD ripping. Everyone caught off guard. That level 104.625. I talked about in August about this level. Jesus.
When ETH BTC mean reversion, man? When?
It's got to be soon, brother.
It's gotta
1
be
minute candle.
soon,
It's
man.
got to be so soon, man.
It really does.
Guys, do you remember when I said that ETH BTC reversion happens? Do you remember?
When?
When?
Like date-wise, when?
Price-wise.
The mid-range of that order block.
I was saying the moment where ETH/USD starts breaking this triangle higher, or the moment we start reclaiming this ascending triangle right here. The moment we reclaim here and starts breaking higher, that's when ETH BTC starts to move. And by the way, one more scientific stuff. Okay, let's do this simple calculation. We take BTC USD and we understand, that these two fuckers move the same. Okay, this is the all-time high. We see, right? Like both swept their highs. Like it's not exactly the same, but they are very much similar, right? We can agree on that. And surely there is sometimes like deviation where, for example, Ether was stronger here when it didn't make a new low, but now it's weaker. But they tend to follow each other. So if you are bullish on Ether USD and bearish on BTC USD, sorry, bullish on BTC and bearish on ETH, you are doing it wrong. If you are bullish on BTC going higher and going above this high, that's around 53% from the current prices. That's a fact. The same level is right here for Ether, right? They will follow each other. And for Ether, the same level is 110% from the current prices. What does that imply for ETH BTC? You are correct. ETH BTC will go higher. It's as simple as that. When will it happen? I do not know. When ETH USD starts breaking this ascending triangle higher and starts mooning, that's when you YOLO in.
Well,
So
I
you
already
think
YOLO'd. I already YOLO'd in at 1585, Jackus. I don't have any more money to YOLO in. That's it.
I mean, this is already great point to YOLO in both ETH BTC and ETH USD, of course. But if you are just playing conservatively, of course, these levels.
Wait, so you think ETH Bitcoin is gonna go up 2x?
I think it's gonna go at least 40% higher.
But this implies 2x, right?
Yeah,
it doesn't.
Ethereum would outperform Bitcoin here by twice as much.
Yes.
ETH would go
So
up
we would go
100%.
from 0.05 to 0.1.
Let's see. These can be a little sketchy. What I'm sure is that if ETHUSD has high percentage value, ETH BTC must go up. That's all I care about. And then I look at ETH BTC and I look at the levels themselves. But fuck.
But that would imply ETH BTC going to 0.1. Right?
But ETH doesn't have to take out that same high. ETH could just go to like 2,500 or something, and Bitcoin could go to 50.
Yeah.
In April or March 2022, ETH BTC was right here. So if we do get here once again, that can solely mean that ETH BTC comes back and goes about 40%. Who said that? Right?
Yeah.
So about 40% from the current prices.
Here's the thing, that ETH BTC limp sausage pattern right there, it has the same sentiment around it as TLT does.
Yeah,
Just
it
saying.
does.
Just saying,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Everybody wants to say how effed ETH BTC is and how effed long duration treasury bonds are, but it seems like it's consensus. Perhaps crowded. I don't know. Maybe it's a little crowded. Bitcoin looks great here, 31.2.
Yeah, it does indeed.
I just want the God candle though, like enough of this, just do it. Just rip it.
It's really BTC dominance is definitely ripping right now. Alts are
Oh,
not. Except Injective. Injective's up 14% today.
What is?
Injective. INJ.
Yeah.
very nice.
What's Link doing? Hanging out above 10. We just need Bitcoin to hang out up here for a little bit, and these alts can just tear. I mean, ETH will teleport to 1800 if Bitcoin hangs out up here for like 2 more days, probably.
Yeah, that's true. I bet Pepe is going to pull a 2x, man.
Yeah.
I've got a nice little bag of PayPay.
PayPay.
I didn't throw that much at it,
PayPay.
but I had just enough because I had so much ETH that I bought at 1585. I was like, man, you should really just buy some PayPay just in case. Just in case. Ooh. Bitcoin longs looking cozy. What do you think the chances are if we sweep the previous high of year for Bitcoin and then reject? Like if we go to 31.8. Yeah, that line there, Jackus.
That would not be good, man.
Wait, you're
which one?
Right there, 31.8. Yeah. That top high of year right there.
Oh.
Sweep and nuke.
What if we sweep that and then nuke? That'd be so painful, man. We need to go through that.
I'll tell you what, if that happens, 25K is not going to hold for a 10th time.
You mean like this?
Dude, yes. Jackus, delete that. Delete that right now. Delete that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If that happens, we're going to the low 20s.
No, we're not doing that. We're fine.
Yeah, we are.
No, we're good.
For sure we are.
You ain't seen propaganda yet, brother.
Where is that?
We need to not reject at the high of year. I'm a little worried about that high, man, getting taken out. I'm a little worried. I might TP a little bit of my leverage up there, honestly.
Wouldn't it be much better if we actually front run it?
No.
Yes.
It would be worse.
Yes.
No.
Jackus, what is that? 29K basically?
Do you know why it's better if we front run that high? Because then we have liquidity to go for. If we sweep here, that's much uglier than if we front run it right here and we reaccumulate down here with that high open.
No, you need Bitcoin to go to like 33K right now and then come back and retest that high and then go if you're bullish. That's what you need.
Oh, man.
A 2K candle, that's what, 5%? 7%? That's nothing.
I mean, we've been probably in the bear market for so long that we are so careful right now with like expecting just up candles.
Yes, exactly. Everybody's afraid to just max conviction bid because they have PTSD from the bear.
Yeah.
Including me.
Yeah.
God, I just wanted to go have a nice lunch, and I'm gonna have to sit here and watch, make sure we don't get rejected at 31.8.
Yeah, seems like the H4 inefficiency is getting blasted through. That's nice to see.
Yes, maybe it's support now, huh?
I mean, it could be if we do break above. Once again, what we talked about is that the reaccumulation could take above here. I do hope it does take place, though.
All right, guys, we got to call it here because I do have to get some lunch at some point.
Same,
I haven't eaten today. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, guys. We got to 51 likes. You guys are the absolute best. Bitcoin's looking pretty healthy above 31 right now. Hopefully we get a God candle. That would certainly be really fun. But yeah, guys, just a reminder, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, I think most of you have probably liked the video, but maybe please consider liking if you haven't. but also we'd love if you could subscribe to the channel. It'd be awesome. Follower count is getting up there, so please consider subscribing to the Because Bitcoin YouTube channel as well. Furthermore, there's 48 of you guys watching right now. If you guys really liked the content, if you guys show up every single day, or maybe you're new here and you learned something today and you want to actually trade with the Because Bitcoin team, me, Tucker, Jackus, Will, Wabi, Snorlax, all the analysts at Because Bitcoin, we have a really awesome Discord. The description to that Discord is in the bio, or the link to the Discord to our website is in the description below. You can have 1 month for free. I'm going to put this up on the bottom of the screen. You use this code TwitterBB at checkout. You can get 1 month for free. We share all of our active positions, all the trades that we take, premium analysis, real updates. We do over an hour a day of private calls with all of the members of the Discord at the New York Open and the New York Close. The entire Because Bitcoin team and all the paid community members. It's absolutely awesome. We put in a ton of effort in that Discord. So, guys, if you want to try it 1 month for free, again, you're going to have to put in a card, but it won't charge you. If I could make it so you didn't have to do that, I would. But Stripe just has a weird thing about it. So you got to put in your card, use the code TwitterBB for 30 days for free. You won't get charged, and see if you like it. We work really hard on it. Again, we share all of our positions. We do over an hour a day of private voice calls. So there's not a Discord out there that works harder than Because Bitcoin. There seriously is not. So yeah, guys, that code on the bottom, TwitterBB, definitely consider giving that a try. And the link to sign up through our website is in the description of this YouTube stream. But guys, thanks so much for being here as always. You guys are the best. Thank you guys so much for 53 likes, and thank you guys for subscribing as well. I'm pretty sure let me just check. I think we hit 2,700 right on the money, guys. We got to the next 100 mark. Thank you guys for 2,700 YouTube subscribers. You guys are the best. Reminder, please like, subscribe, and sign up for our Discord, guys. 1 month for free using the code TwitterBB. It's across the bottom of the screen. We will see you guys tomorrow at the exact same time, 10:45 a.m. Eastern time, as always. Today was a mega stream. We went for over 2 hours. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, found some value out of it. But guys, have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. Pray for the God candle, and take care.